I came to the United States in the late 1978, beginning of 79, as a refugee from Vietnam after the Civil War ended, the South lost. I just remember growing up always hungry those 3 years. I mean, when I say hungry, we were hungry. My first impression of Houston was cold. That's all I remember. I also remember a teacher also in my ESL class. Wow, how do I begin? All I know is that before we left for Christmas, she gave us a list. Not a list, like what you want, because she had all these games. So I wanted marbles. I always wanted a stack of play marbles. Before Christmas, she came in with boxes in a bag and gave us what we asked for. Years later, I'm walking around. I saw this place where they sell pretzels and drinks and iced teas and all that stuff. And I saw her standing there selling the stuff. So I walked up and hugged her, right? And I was like, oh, she's, and I don't know if she recognized me or not, so I just automatically say, I was in your ESL class, you remember at Gregory Elementary, I was telling her all that stuff. And she, oh yeah, and I said, you remember our gifts? I said, yeah. I said, oh my goodness. And this is mouth and foot disease on my part. I go, wow, so that's why you are so rich and able to afford to buy all those foods, all those toys and stuff. You own your own store. It's one of those things as an immature teenager, you know what I mean? So I'm saying, I'm in my way saying, thank you, but at the same time, acknowledge her wealth. Because I guess in my mind, to us Scout cultures, wealth is very important, And she looked at me and go, no, child. I work here during the weekends. It was Saturday. We have that celebration there. And in the summer, where do you think I get the money for that toys? And I stood right there in the middle of the mall, and that's where I didn't cry. Just tears coming out of my eyes. I couldn't stop it. I was like, and I just hugged her, just tears running out of my eyes. And it's like, a stranger. Don't know who we are. And to us, it's a bunch of savage kids, from third world country. And she's working a second job to buy his toys. You asked me why I wear this pin. It all started with that questions. To me, America is not just a country. And when I say the land of opportunity, I know it sounds so redundant, but to me it is. Where can you find a place that a kid from a third world country that did not speak the language at all came in when he was too old really to learn the language? The government housed and feed their family until they were able to get on their feet. Still give them free educations. Allow them to push and learn, and now principal of a high school. My sister is a principal of middle school in HISD at Persian. My wife, who is an immigrant from El Salvador, came in when she was 10 years old, is now principal in elementary in Houston ISD. All three of us have our master's degree, and most of us went on scholarships. Tell me a country in the world will allow that we're not rated as second-class citizens, although we encounter bigotry and racism. That's everywhere. That's just people. But the system itself did not put us down.